This is beautiful, and it's an absolute monster of a leopard tortoise. And I should have said this a little bit earlier, but again, I'm rusty after having been out of the presenting seat for a few weeks now. But we can expect to see a lot of reptiles moving after the rain. And this is our first victim. The ginormous leopard tortoise. In this area of South Africa, they typically don't get very large, whereas in other parts of South Africa they can get much bigger. We're really lucky to have him walking towards us with this beautiful morning sunlight. And his shell is glistening and clean after all of the rain. Wonderful. This rain would have made a huge, huge difference to that tortoise's life, because you could imagine being an animal that cannot rely on easy movements from A to B, and that will have a huge impact on them drinking for obvious reasons. They cannot easily get to water holes and water sources like most of the other animals can do. So when it's dry, they often have to become dormant and just rest and relax and conserve energy. But now that it has rained, it would have allowed this animal to move off, continue feeding, and also get some moisture from the food that it's feeding on, even drinking from small puddles on the road. Great. So, back to the question about which I prefer, the walks or the drives. I think it's important to realize that, like I said, they're very, very different experiences. Your chance of seeing or having a good sighting and sharing moments with animals is very difficult on foot, because they're a lot less tolerant of us when we're on foot. Whereas in the vehicle, as you know, we've spent hours with leopards and they carry on with their day completely unaffected by us being there. So, from a photographic point of view and a sighting point of view, being in the vehicle is the best. But for me, from an excitement point of view and kind of plugging into nature, being on foot is unbeatable. So they cover different genres, and being on foot often allows you to find animals by tracking them down, but then you need to come and establish the sighting of the vehicle. So for me, it's important to combine and blend the two experiences together. And even when I have guests here out on safari, I like to combine walking with driving. Now, obviously, depending on the preferences of the guests, you may do a little bit more walking in some cases, but normally it's good to mix the two together, because you can achieve such different things on the two different mediums. I ideally would like to walk in the morning and drive in the afternoon, so that would be my ideal. But you do have to be flexible out here. Sometimes you need to just jump in a vehicle in order to be able to see something exciting happening. So you don't want to limit yourself to either of the two options. Oh, the elephants have done some of their business over here and knocked down a knobthorn tree. We'll just scoot around.